I was helping my dad the other day cleaning out his brother's old abandoned house. In there, I came across this journal of his. What's in here, I just can't keep to myself. My dad's better off believing that my uncle and aunt just ran off one night. In fact, he is much better off believing that. The following is from my uncle's journal. June 1st, 1987. Our first house. 2 stories, an attic and a basement. All for me, Melody, and baby Jane. I decided I would keep this journal so years from now we can all look back at this and enjoy the memories. I don't think I'll use it often, but I will when things matter. June 14th, 1987. It feels quite isolated out here. It would be nice if we could get a phone company that wants to work with us this far out of town. June 28th, 1987. I'm happy we have a place so close to nature, but I wish it wasn't so easy for squirrels to get into the attic. I can hear them scurrying around up there at all hours of the day. July 4th, 1987. I got everything ready for the family barbecue that, unfortunately, didn't happen. I don't know why nobody came. I invited everyone I could think of. Melody sent the letters out herself, but still nobody showed up or even replied. July 18th, 1987. Things aren't going quite as easily as I thought they would. Mel and I have been fighting a lot lately, and I think she resents me because she has to take care of Jane while I'm at work. And I guess I'm not as helpful around the house as I could be. I don't know why, I just thought things would be easy. July 22nd, 1987. Every day it is something new. One day it is, you took the trash out late. Then the next day it's, you had the mill too much. And then yesterday she yelled, you're not the man I married. You're not the man I married. August 1st, 1987. Taking care of a baby must be more exhausting than I thought. Today, I saw that Mel was so tired that she left a bunch of my socks in Jane's crib. August 7th, 1987. My wife won't talk to me unless it's screaming. I don't get time with the baby. My supervisors think I'm distracted at work. But at least the twins are having one hell of a season. August 13th, 1987. Today I was trying to spend time with baby Jane, just holding her in my arms in the nursery. Then Melody stormed in, tore Jane from me and screamed at me to get out. I just don't have the energy to fight anymore. August 20th, 1987. Last night, as I was putting Jane to bed, I heard this loud crash in the attic. When I got up, there Mel was standing naked, surrounded by broken glass. When I started walking toward her, she warned me,
"Take one more step, and next time I'll bring her up here instead of some vase."
August 25th, 1987. Melody has completely stopped taking care of herself. She won't eat or shower. If she's dressed, it's only in a nightgown, and she refuses to leave the house. I don't even think she goes to the toilet anymore. She just walks down to the basement and whatever happens, happens. I don't know what I can do to help her. August 27th, 1987. It's her. I know it's her. Just running back and forth up there for hours. Sometimes it sounds like she's on all fours. I don't know why, but I can't think of any way to explain it, and she won't talk to me. August 28th, 1987. I can't even comprehend what is happening in the basement right now. She's been down there for hours, screeching and sobbing in turns. I would go down there, but the stench is unbearable. Shit and piss and mold. I'm questioning if I should let her around baby Jane anymore. September the 1st, 1987. Mel has become cold both inside and out. It's like she just shut down, shut off. She won't say anything to me, and it makes me miss her contempt. At least then I knew my wife was a person. September the 5th, 1987. When I woke up in an empty bed, I went to find her. She was in baby Jane's room. There was a reek of shit I knew wasn't coming from the baby. Once my eyes adjusted, I could see the knife in Melody's hand, just holding the handle with her fingertips, floating it above the crib. I was able to get to her in time, but if I'd been just 1 minute later, I shuddered just to think about it. She screeched when I touched her arm and bolted to the basement. September the 8th, 1987. I'm all packed. I'm taking Jane and getting us out of here. I'm bringing this journal with me as a reminder of why we needed to leave. I don't know where Melody is, and that's probably for the best. I don't know if I could face her again. I haven't seen her since the night in the nursery with the... It stops there. The rest of the pages are blank. As terrible as this was to read, nothing here bothers me as much as one fact. One thought that has been eating at me since I first read this journal. I have never had a cousin Jane. My daughter has been acting pretty strange for the last couple of weeks. She will not stop telling me that sleep is wrong. For her whole life she has been a huge sleeper, going to bed early, waking up late, and taking multiple naps throughout the day were just a part of her daily routine. Now, I fully encourage her habits because I know how important sleep is for a 7-year-old girl. But lately, she's been refusing to take her normal naps and has made a habit of walking around the house while she should be sound asleep. I'm not sure where she got this idea in her head, but she will not give up on it. I try to tell her that sleep is amazing and that she needs to sleep to grow up big and strong, but she just laughs and tells me how silly I'm being. When I catch her wandering the halls through the midnight hours and ask her what she is doing, she just looks up at me and says, "Daddy, I thought you knew. Sleep is wrong." I take her back to bed and tell her to go to sleep, and she just does this innocent little giggle like she knows something that I just do not understand. After a couple of days, she actually started to display symptoms of sleep deprivation. She developed big dark bags under her eyes, had trouble focusing and remembering things, and was drowsy all the time. At this point, I started to genuinely worry about her. My little girl was suffering, and there was nothing I could do to help her. Sure, I continued to try to tell her the benefits of sleep. I even tried making her bed more comfortable. I literally bought little sheeps and put them inside her bed and put an essential oil diffuser in her room. But no matter what you do, you cannot force someone to sleep. I was so worried for her that I started to have these horrible nightmares. Every night, I'd be tormented by these horrific images of my daughter and this man. The dream would typically consist of me laying in my bed and seeing my daughter stare at me from next to my bed. She would be growling, "Sleep is wrong," over and over, and behind her, a man would emerge from the darkness, creeping closer and closer. The man had long, tattered hair, would always be naked, and, like my daughter, had huge bags under his eyes. Eventually, the man would reach my daughter, grab her, and run out of the room. I'd always wake up the next morning to soaking wet sheets covered in sweat. I eventually decided to stop trying to tell her that sleep was a good thing and just asked her why she thought that sleep was wrong. "Because Nils told me, Daddy," she said to me, looking at me with dull blue eyes. "Who's Nils, baby?" I asked. My friend who's staying in my bedroom, Daddy. My heart dropped. I stood there paralyzed by fear, staring at my daughter. She just began to smile at me, and I snapped out of it, grabbed the bat from the garage, and ran upstairs. When I reached her bedroom, I slowly pushed the door open. The room appeared to be empty, but I heard a soft yet sharp noise coming from the closet. I moved as slowly as possible towards the closet, gripping the bat. As I approached, the sound got more and more familiar. It was someone manically whispering. It wasn't until I was right next to the closet that I could hear that they were just repeating the same phrase over and over again.
Sleep is wrong. Sleep is wrong. Sleep is wrong. Sleep is wrong.
I bolted out of the house as fast as possible while carrying my daughter. Needless to say, we moved out of that house, and things seemed to be getting better. For a period.